I am keeping a tight eye on Professor Dave's YouTube channel. Professor Dave has a series on Latin starting, and so far I think it's quite good. I would have a criticism or two of it. However, that is not the point of this video, but overall I think it is shaping up to be very good, and it's worth watching as his Latin course develops. Here we have his video Introduction to Ekdi Zoa. Zoon, as Professor Dave says, is Greek for living thing or animal. Ekdousis in ancient Greek means shedding. It can also mean stripping. And the Ekdysozoa are insects and other arthropods like crabs who shed their exoskeleton. Ek or ex means of or of. Duo in Greek means to I think shed or cast off. So an ekdysozoa is a living thing that sheds or strips off its exoskeleton. And whenever I come across Greek terms like this, I wonder to myself, is it in the Greek New Testament? And I don't think ekdousis is in the Greek New Testament, but the verb form is. Here we see it used in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 28, in Scrivener's 1894 Textus Receptus. And this verse goes as follows: Kai ekdousantes auton pere etekan autoe klamöda kokinin. And this is Matthew chapter 27, 28 from Scrivener's 1894 Textus Receptus. Transliterated, we have Kai ekdousantes auton pere etekan autoe klamöda kokinin. And this is the same verse just transliterated, and then translating it into English. And stripping him, they placed around him a scarlet cloak. Just a few things here. So we have ekdousis or ekdesis, which is a scientific term. And I think kokinos appears in scientific terms as well, perhaps meningococcal septicemia. I'm not sure, but this word kokinos, meaning red or scarlet, we see it in scientific terms. And here we have klamos, the Greek word klamos, and the Greek word klamos means robe or hood or cloak. And from klamos we get the venereal disease chlamydia. I asked Bard AI, which is Google's AI, what the etymology of chlamydia was, and according to Bard AI, there was I think, an inclusion structure that looks a bit like a hood or a cloak or a robe. So the scientist naming chlamydia named it that way. Uh, so chlamydia, I think, would be uh, a a hooding or a robing. So it's a structure, an inclusion structure around the inflammation or something like that. I'm not a scientist, but so yeah, there are a lot of science terms derived from Latin and Greek. Uh, this is one of the things that I disagree a little with Hector Avalos. Uh, I think Hector Avalos said that biblical studies is an elite leisure pursuit, and I suppose that it is, but it can have practical application. Knowing Latin and Greek, the languages of the Septuagint and the Textus Receptus, and Latin, the language of the Clementine Vulgate, one can learn an awful lot of scientific terminology from this. One of the hashtags that I'm trying to get popular is classics for STEM, how a knowledge of Greek and Latin can aid one in understanding maths, science, and technology.